We believe that there should be better ways to resolve problems, especially during this time. We know that our system, our higher education institutions are going to be constrained with many students from different parts of the country vying and looking for space. This reminds us of things we saw at UJ some years back where lives were also lost, meaning that by now there should be better ways to be able to manage the crowds, give out information, make sure that in whatever we do, we protect lives.
We as the DA feel that the university should allow students to register for the academic year and work out an installment payment plan on how they will then settle their historic debt. We are also mindful that the universities are sitting with a predicament where their funding was also cut. But I am sure that when universities sit with the minister, that they can come up with a solution that can salvage the whole situation, because we cannot go honestly on like this, because most of the students will now be outside. And what we are saying is that as a country, we cannot allow the unemployment rate to be exacerbated because we have failed the next generation of students.
We are still under apartheid, conditions. We fought for free education, and we thought something would change over the years, and nothing has changed. The ANC government continues to, display its self-hate for black people. Black children are outside the university today around a body that has been killed by a policeman or police of Begitele, who has demonstrated that there's no difference from the apartheid police and the police that are now, under the guise of what is called a democratic dispensation. So we're not shocked by this, but also we must also remember, and we must not forget this. Not so long ago, Blade Zamanda, when he was the Minister of Higher Education, during our time as students, he publicly uttered, words like students must fall.
We are sick and tired of this thing that people must be killed at random. We are asking a question. Where is the money for education? What happened to the money? These criminals have looted the money left, right, and center. Our children must go out and put their lives in danger.
This is very disturbing. It is shocking. It's a shame, actually, because this has been happening since God knows how long. And we are very unhappy. We are disturbed. We are hoping that Minister Blade Zamanda and his department will come into the party and ensure that all the students that need to be registered at Wits University and all other institutions of higher learning.
You will recall that our former president, Mr. Jacob Zuma, declared at the House National Assembly that there would be free education, and students are allowed to protest in demand of what our government since 1994 has promised to our learners and our students, which is free education. Now, it's very upsetting to see that the same government is now using police to kill students and South Africans, even civilians, because we hear that this person who has just been shot is a civilian who was coming from a clinic or from a healthcare facility, and he had nothing to do with the protest. But even though, even if that was the matter, but it still remains that it was the constitutional right of the students to actually protest in demanding free education as promised by our government.
There should not be protests at institutions of learning, that is schools, that is universities, etc. And then let me secondly, my EFF colleague said and mentioned that they protested for free education. But the fact of the matter is that there is no such thing as free education. Somebody always pays. And in this instance, these EFF and ANC students want the university to pay for these school fees, and we think that is completely unacceptable. Furthermore, I believe that this is a direct fault of the ANC and of the ANC government.
A lot of money was being rediverted, taken away from higher education institutions to other priorities of government at the time. We accepted because because the country was on lockdown during COVID-19, that those adjustments would be made, but we expected that government then would sort out funding issues for higher education.
We are now certain that this is a case of police brutality because the same treatment is not awarded to all South Africans. And if you can remember, during the actual first lockdown, Collins Khoza also suffered the same fate. We are calling for equality in how protests are managed all throughout South Africa.